Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Investing and Trading Live. As always, my name is Josh Lilquist, and we are happy to have you with us today. Boy, I tell you what, we had a great surge on Monday in the stock market. Markets on Monday, quite frankly, showed some major strength, especially the S&P 500, same as the Dow, the NASDAQ. All markets surged on Monday. When I mean surge, they surged, had some great moves up, but on Tuesday, markets gapped down out of the open. The Dow actually showed some strength right away out of the open, and the Russell, but the NASDAQ and the S&P 500, total opposite, showed major weakness right out of the open. And that's what we're going to discuss here today on the show. So on Investing and Trading Live, we'll discuss the market open, what happened last week, what could happen this week. We have a lot of, I believe it's Fed pupils talking today. We get the talking heads, or not today, but all week actually. So that'll bring increased volatility into the market. We will discuss those options on Target that were... bummer. Target actually got gapped up again. Oh, well. Showed some major strength out of the open. But we'll discuss those options. American Airlines options look good for those opportunities there. And then we'll close it out on the day. But before we get into everything, there is risk in trading and investing. You may and probably will lose money at one point in your life. The key is to manage that risk. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only, mainly mine, but hopefully you find it entertaining as well. S&P 500 SPY currently at 432.58, gapping down as I mentioned. Closing the day yesterday right around the 436 area, and now currently 432, so down about $3.45 on the day. So really it's respecting that area of $436, 436 to 437. That is really the middle of a gap from September around the 20th or so. So we're seeing that area hold. And just anytime you see the market surge in one direction, a lot of times you'll see that spring back. It's kind of like a rubber band. You pull a rubber band, it's going to eventually go back to where it was. And that's kind of what happened here on Tuesday, right out of the open. So S&P 500 down 0.7% on the day. The Dow Jones, a little bit of a different story. It did gap down, not as much, but it's only down 0.83% on the day. It actually was positive for a while. So the Dow Jones showing a little bit different action here today. Currently at 339.12. The Qs, which is the NASDAQ, same story as the S&P 500, down about 1.39% on the day, which is about $5, currently at 364.23. Same thing as the S&P 500, gap down, and really has been weak right out of the open. So coming into a pivot on the Qs right around that 364.15 area. IWM is actually the only positive one of the day. So the IWM really hasn't been tracking these other three major indexes. Is the Russell, currently at 173.84, up about 8.81% on the day. This one actually gapped up on the day, so go figure. That's your IWM. That's your major indexes on the out of the open. So a couple other things we'll look at. Energy is up 0.85%. That will show all the same thing on oil most likely. I see oil continuing to surge here. That is just, with everything that's going on overseas, that could continue that volatility, but that's going to probably go up in the near future. So XLE up 0.79% on the day. This one here has been surging since about the 5th of October off those lows, after you've seen a slight retracement. The other ETFs on the day, it's about half and half. Half are up, half are down. Lately the story has been they've all been red or they've all been green. Major movers, you got esports down 1.49 or 1.19%. USO, as I mentioned, with XLE, but this is up as well. Just ever so slightly, but it gapped down. So oil is a little bit different. Volatility is up 5%, so we are going to go look at some options later on today, or later on this morning. See if there's opportunities there. Silver is up, so we'll look at the spot price for that. So let's go look at crude oil, currently at $86.98 per barrel. It's up 0.3% on the day. That being said, not much of a mover into the open here today, but we'll see what happens here the rest of the week with some of these opportunities that we'll see. So that's crude oil. Let's go to gold and silver. So gold currently at $1,927, coming right off that demand zone we talked about. We are currently at still at 7-1 that we talked about in the Discord section. It was last Tuesday, I believe it was Tuesday, or maybe it was Monday. I can't remember which day it was. Maybe it was 2 Tuesdays ago. Anyways, surging here, coming to that pivot. We'll see what happens as it gets out of here. I'd like to see that continue to go up over 2,000. Maybe 2020 is the next target. With gold, there's a supply zone right there on a daily chart. So I like that continuing to go up. Silver, currently at $22.90. I currently hold gold and silver. This one, same thing, coming out of the lows from a couple last week or a week and a half ago. Bitcoin. So yesterday, Bitcoin had an very interesting day. Opened the day at 27,170 area. Got all the way up to 30,200, and there was an article or something. Okay, here's what it was. BlackRock reacts to false Bitcoin spot ETF approval news in a positive way. So there was an ETF approval report that actually was false yesterday. So BlackRock has reacted to its rumors about the approval of its Bitcoin spot ETF application by the United States Securities Exchange Commission, that's a SEC, which caused quite a stir among cryptocurrency community. So the CEO responded to the claim. On Monday, crypto news outlets Cointelegraph posted on Twitter that the SEC had approved a long-anticipated application of Bitcoin spot ETF, but later retracted that report. However, the post sparked excitement within the crypto community, causing the Bitcoin price to rally. Cryptocurrencies price surges to almost 30,000. Actually got over 30,000 earlier in the day after allegedly a post was made by Cointelegraph yesterday. However, the cryptocurrency's price fell almost immediately after the report was proven to be false by BlackRock's CEO Larry Fink and other prominent voices of the crypto community. Eleanor Terrett was the first to report on this news was false after speaking with BlackRock, and the company's Bitcoin spot ETF is still under review by the regulators. So there you have it. That was the news from yesterday. That's why crypto, or the crypto market, actually probably everything, we'll look at it, rallied yesterday. But that spot ETF approval, which is false, brought Bitcoin up to over $30,000, $30,231 the way it looks. Right around there. So that's your Bitcoin. Helium, same thing. That rallied yesterday and is down today. It's back down to $1.47. All right, we got a couple of currencies, couple spot forex opportunities. We're still short this Aussie dollar. I see this coming down to the 62.50 area. We'll see if that happens. We have a couple short biases with the euro dollar, the pound dollar, a long bias with the Aussie yen, and the short bias with the Aussie New Zealand. Other than that, not much else going on. NVIDIA down 6%. I believe there was a microchip something or other. Let's look at the news here. NVIDIA stock tumbles as U.S. tightens restrictions on AI chip exports to China. There you go. So I believe what the story is their microchip, I don't know if they get from China, they can't go back to China or something like that. Yeah, it's NVIDIA falls as the U.S. continues crackdown on chip shipments to China. So NVIDIA, big drop, 7%. Actually, currently 6% down on the day, which is $27 for those NVIDIA holders. So that's NVIDIA. But really, we're coming down to an area where it's been popping off of the $400 to $410 mark anyway. So, potential opportunity for that one. Intel is down 3%. AMC continuing to rise, up 4%. Oh, going back, let's go to Target. So Target, we talked about those options from, I think it was 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago we looked at. This one currently yesterday did hit 90% of its premium, so I closed out of that one. Which was pretty close to, darn close to its full premium. It's probably getting a little bit closer there today with the market up and volatility up. Or down, well, closer to the expiration date, which is this Friday. So for those of you that got into that Target trade, good job. Hopefully you manage your risk on that one. So that one's closed out. And quite frankly, look to do it again. Although it is high on the percent in Bollinger Band. So for what I'm looking at, I would actually not get into this at this point, but I'll look at it later here this morning. American Airlines, we talked about those $9.50 strike, which is a great strike. I feel I did not get into that one. I didn't. The play was it last Monday or Tuesday, and by the time I saw it, I was too late, so I did not get into that American Airlines. That option. Disney's down, still at the $85 mark, but we did those 80 strikes long time ago, and boy, that's still holding there, even though that's been closed for a long time. That was expired in the 23rd. August of 23rd. Okay. Nike continuing to surge. There was some options opportunities back in the 26th of September, so hopefully some people got into those options. I think the 80s, the 82, or I can't remember what it was, 82 and a half or something. Whatever that was, we're showing some pretty good premium a while back, so it was right before earnings. That's why I did not get into that one, although earnings would have made it a really good trade, but you just don't want to add that risk on there. So that is your major stock update on the day. We'll continue this discussion tomorrow. I'll look at some options here today. We'll see if we get any opportunities there, and then we will continue the shows here the rest of the week. As we know, collect your profits when they are shown to you or given to you. Protect your losses, keeping them small. Until next time, retire young, my friends.